This is NDTV and you are watching NDTV Prime.
The new cars and new bikes are on CNB, and here on Bazaar Buzz, you get everything else. Thanks for joining us for a new episode. I'm Siddharth Vinayak Parthankar. This is today's lineup. Datsun gives us the more powerful redi-GO. We have the review of the 1-litre. It's time to wrap your car to give it a completely new look, and there are matte wraps to look at as well. And it's also the review of the updated Suzuki GSX 1000. First up, let's start with that Datsun redi-GO. Now, the 1-litre engine was always expected. The same thing happened with its cousin, the Quid. And yes, it's the same engine as well. So from that 799 or 800cc engine, now you get a little more power. But does it make a huge difference to the car's performance? Does it give it an edge, just like you saw with the Quid? Ameya Naik drove the car to find out.
It's been 3 years since Datsun has been trying to establish itself in India. While it's managed to sell 90,000 units of its cars here, one car has stood out in achieving them, the redi-GO. It's sold an average of 3,000 units every month since its launch last year, which is less than its chief rival, the Renault Quid. But the growth has helped the company, and now there's a more powerful version on offer.
Datsun redi-GO finally gets the 1-litre engine. Now it's the same engine as in the Quid and puts out the same amount of power and the same amount of torque. So there's 67 brake horsepower on offer and there's 91 Newton meters of torque. So basically it's now more powerful, 13 brake horsepower more in this one. But it does lack features. It drives better than before, yes, but the gearing could have been better matched to the power output. What is also different is the way the suspension has been set up. It's on the firmer side, so all the undulations on the road or even the potholes are dealt with ease. But there is a strong kickback from the suspension that sometimes is a bit annoying. But otherwise, in traffic conditions, the clutch is light enough to actually make it a pretty nice car. What it also misses out is on a lot of features. Now, it does not get a touchscreen navigation system, neither does it get an automated manual transmission. And that for us is a big miss, because Datsun could have capitalized on that market, which currently is ruled by the Quid, and even the Alto for that matter, and taken things to a different level. Currently, Datsun is selling 3,000 of these cars on an average every month ever since it was launched in 2016. And the AMT as well as a touchscreen system could have just upped the ante for them. Sadly, that has not happened, but well, overall, the car is a nice package, and we wait to see how it's priced at.
The redi-GO takes all the potholes in its stride. The brakes have been worked on and have a good bite to them. Sadly, there's a bit of engine noise that creeps into the cabin. And we think it could have been better insulated. The cabin layout is the same as before, and the only changes are a silver finish on the AC vents and the horn pad. There's ample head and shoulder room, and also good knee room at the rear. But the feature list needs improvement. The redi-GO gets a CD player, a USB where you can't charge your phone, an aux in, but no Bluetooth. The redi-GO 1-litre will only be available in two variants, the T optional and the S, and that's a strategy similar to that of Renault. But finally, it'll all come down to the pricing, and that's where probably Datsun might hold the trump card.
So that is the Datsun redi-GO, and it now has that new engine variant. Tell us how you like the car. We move on now quickly and talk about the update on the 1000cc big monster motorcycle from Suzuki. Now, it's always been called the people-friendly or the rider-friendly bike because it is easy to ride. It's also very approachable in terms of price point. But now with the update, it looks like Suzuki has really put in a lot of hard work to give you a whole lot more, not just in terms of equipment, but also in terms of how the bike rides. Preetham spent some time with it for this review.
The Suzuki GSX R1000 has been around since 2001, but in 2017 it gets a complete revamp. It's got new aerodynamic bodywork inspired by Suzuki's MotoGP race bike, and it's got a lighter chassis. There's a new LED headlight, LED taillight, LED turn signals, and a high visibility full LCD instrument panel. But that's only part of updates for Suzuki's new Super Sport.
Meet the 2017 Suzuki GSX 1000R. This is a top-of-the-line variant of the new 2017 Suzuki GSX 1000, and it's a completely new bike from the ground up. So it's got a new engine, new chassis, new swing arm, new suspension, and it's loaded with technology. The engine gets variable valve timing, first time on a Suzuki GSX-R, and that technology is borrowed from the Suzuki MotoGP bike. And there's enough electronics to make sure things remain under control.
And with those updates, Suzuki wants to reclaim the title King of Sports Bikes for the new GSX R1000. There's more than enough power to scare you silly, but what Suzuki has been able to achieve is to make the new GSX-R user-friendly and a very capable road bike as well.
The engine makes about 200 bhp of power and about 118 Newton meters of torque. It's got 10-level traction control, standard ABS, cornering ABS even, and there's an inertial measurement unit which makes sure things don't go out of control. It measures your roll, it measures your pitch, it measures everything and adjusts traction, braking, everything accordingly. You can very well use it as an everyday ride, and it can double up as a very capable track tool for your weekend fun on the racetrack.
On the racetrack, the electronics make sure that you never lose control, despite the enormous power the motor is capable of. Handling is predictable, and there's no drama, no sense of things getting out of hand around a corner or two. The standard GSX R1000 is priced at 19 lakh rupees ex-showroom, and for 3 lakh rupees more you get the top-of-the-line R variant, which gets Showa balance-free forks and additional electronics like a motion track braking system, bi-directional quick shifter and launch control. It's certainly worth the extra you pay, and overall we have to say, the new Suzuki GSX R1000R makes great power more accessible and easier to live with.
Time for a very short break here on Bazaar Buzz. We come back with answers to your queries. Keep watching.